Obviously, they got a taste of league play a couple days ago, and we got it now. And these games these league games are unbelievable. They're like this every single night. It was good to see our guys play a real good team on the road and find a way to close out a game. We've had this opportunity over the last 3 weeks, and just against good teams like Georgia, and couldn't figure out a way to close the game. And proud of our guys for what we did today.
If anybody has any questions, please raise your hand and the microphone will be given to you.
Frank, late in the game, Maton was going to the free throw line a lot. What did you tell your guys to concentrate on the defensive end to try to keep him off the line around the lane?
They're real good players. They're going to get their pops, their opportunity. And Georgia's very disciplined. They're very good. They play through their strength. They don't. That's one thing. I don't think Mark gets the credit that he deserves for the kind of job that he does. His teams play so disciplined, and it's so hard to get his team out of character. And when you play a team, this is my opinion, always has been, always will be. When you're good in the middle, like they say in baseball, your catcher, pitcher, shortstop, center fielder are good, you got a chance. In football, your quarterback, your center, your middle linebacker, your safety, they're good, you got a chance. In basketball, your point guard and your center are good, you got a chance. And they're as good a tag team as you can argue as we got in the conference and around the country. And they went through him. I thought we made it hard for him, but give him credit. He's a heck of a player.
Frank Sandarius had a double-double, 6 blocks, or 6 steals, 3 blocks. Anything about his play surprised you? Anything about integrating himself back into the team surprised you?
Yeah, no, John, he's been doing this for 4 years. He understands, and like I told you guys the other day, the guys have been around him. They know what he's about. They know how much he cares. They know he made a mistake, and like no different than when my son makes a mistake at home, I get mad, and I said this to you, and I don't like getting mad at him, and I don't like disciplining him. But my job, my biggest job at the end of the day is not just with my children, but with our players, is to prepare them to become men. And you got to hold people accountable. If you ever make them think that winning a game is more important than making the right decisions, you're failing the people that believe in you. And even though it was hard to do, I was completely understanding, and so was he. But his teammates respect him. Sin's the backbone of our team. He gives us the strength. The play that no one's going to talk about is that it's a 3-point game, and that loose ball went out of bounds. That they went to the review and it became ours. He came across the court, airborne, to go after that loose ball. If not, they pick it up and it's their possession. Who knows what happens? He gives us a toughness to make some plays that other guys aren't ready to go make yet.
Frank, how much has Chris improved offensively? It looked like his post-up game was really working well tonight.
Yeah, that was an object of ours, was to go to Chris, and Georgia, once again, they kept changing their defenses on us, and that's part of Chris's growth, maturity as a player, is that he's got to understand when they change defenses where the shots are at. But he continues to get better. He played strong. He played strong on offense and defense. Maton was his matchup, and I thought we did as good a job on Maton as we can do. I thought we made it real hard for him. We made mistakes on his face-up when he drove the ball. That's where I was unhappy with our defense on him. But Chris continues to grow. We need him to rebound. He can't go 26 minutes and grab 3 rebounds. He's got to do better than that. And I got to be patient, because I know he cares, and he wants to win, and he wants to keep growing. And but unfortunately, that's what I tell players all the time. When you become a good player, everyone wants more from you, and he's got to learn how to continue to do a little bit more.
Dwayne struggled a little bit shooting again, but J.J. Frazier was 3 for 10, 1 for 6 from behind the 3-point line. How important was Dwayne's defense on J.J., a guy who's gotten y'all a couple of times?
Yeah, it's Dwayne. Dwayne's ball will go in the basket. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about with him is not to be consumed with that ball not going in right now. Even the greatest of greatest go through bad spurts where the ball won't go in. what makes Dwayne a real good player for us is his toughness and his energy. And he did that today. I thought he was aggressive on offense today. He took one shot that he kind of like babied the shot and shot an air ball. Like that one I was not happy with. But you know, he drove the ball. He didn't just hold the ball and kind of put it over his head. He was aggressive. And that's what I need from Dwayne. I need him to play aggressively. And he did that on offense and he did that on defense.
Couple more. Any more questions?
You held them to long stretches without field goals, and just what were you doing defensively that was so effective against them most of the second half?
Phil, we lead the country in three-point shooting defense. Before Darius made his mistake, we were in the top 4 in the country in defense. It's what we do. It's what we practice. And Georgia's a very disciplined team. They're going to run their stuff. I mean, seriously. I mean, holy cow. Trying to answer the man's question, you guys having your own conversation in here. They're very disciplined. They're very particular. They're a low turnover team, and they play through the low post. The hardest teams to defend are teams that play through the low post. They play through the low post, which makes them hard to guard. It's a challenge to defend Georgia, but our team is based on defense. It's based on those kind of things. You know, they out-rebounded us. That continues to be an Achilles heel for us, you know, but that's part of our youth. You know, our young guys have to learn the aggressiveness, the discipline, and the strength that you have to play with to be able to rebound at this level. You know, it's not rocket science. If you look at the stat sheets and you look at the players, all our young big guys didn't get any rebounds. That's a problem. We got to fix that. They got to do their part. I got to do a better job.
Dave and then Joe.
Frank, I know it's just the first one, but does this one, considering the recent history of the series, feel a little more special maybe?
Yeah, you know, Dave, here's like those of you guys that cover my team, you know I read and you know I listen. I'm not like some of these coaches that claim that they don't read and they don't listen. Here's what's interesting. You know, I've read and heard a lot how they've kind of dominated the series. Yeah, they beat us 3 times last year, the 3 games that came into the last minute of the game. Okay. Does anyone forget we swept them in the regular season the year before? I mean, every game between us comes to the last minute. There's been one game that got away from either team, and that was here when Darius and them were freshmen. They put a 95 spot on us. I mean, we got outplayed so bad it wasn't even funny. But every game, eventually we're going to realize that Mark's team is real good and that our team's pretty good too. And that when we play each other, I think Mark told me before the game, Frank, you know what's great about this game? Is that it's 2 top 50 RPI teams going at it in league play. That's been our challenge as coaches, is to elevate our programs to that. He's done it here. We're trying to do it there. And every game, you know, when we beat each other, we shouldn't be knocking each other out of any consideration for postseason play. They're real good. They've played one of the top 5 schedules in the country. They're battle tested. They're kind of like us. They got a couple guys that are very experienced, a lot of guys that are trying to learn. You know, very similar to us. So it's unbelievable. Neither team gets away from each other. They all come down to the last minute, and the difference, and it almost happened again today. We have those leads, and J.J. Frazier just makes plays coming down the stretch. He did, and a couple of those he just took off, and we fouled, put him on the line. And then we kind of buckled in and closed it out. So it's, and by the way, I've got a lot of respect for J.J. Frazier. I mean, that kid is an unbelievable winner. And it's no surprise that beating Georgia so hard.
Last question, Joe.
Coach, just talking about the poise of your team, one through basically 15, close game, a lot of 50-50 balls, a lot of 50-50 plays that this team's able to make in the SEC opener on the road. How do you guys kind of build on that as you guys continue conference play?
Yeah, that's what hurt us on our 3 losses. The 3 games we lost over the last couple of weeks, we played these kind of, a team like Georgia, you know, real good basketball team with real good players, and we've been right there, and we have not been able to get to the foul line, to make, like PJ made a shot that I got no idea how he made that shot, but he's taken real good shots and missed. But then what hurt us is that we were not able to get that defensive rebound, to come up with that defensive stop. Come up with that loose ball like 19 seconds to go. Darius gives us that presence on our team. He gives us that. He picks everyone's spirits up because he will make certain plays, then you see other guys trying to do some of the same stuff. Our young guys look up to him. And having him back around, I hope, is gonna give us the courage to make those plays that we were making before the suspension.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.